Hi, I'm Dr. Florence. I will be talking to you about social entrepreneurship as a key driver for sustainable development and social change in rural areas. Although African cities have grown rapidly over recent decades, the majority of African people still live in rural areas. Across the continent, almost 2/3 of people live outside the urban zones. This means that it can be harder to deliver essential services. Rural communities typically have larger families and lower incomes and experience a high level of migration as people move to the cities in search of opportunities. Rural areas face real challenges when it comes to succeeding economically. Rural people, many of whom are smallholder farmers, face uphill struggles. These include access to finance and resources and land ownership issues. Government spending tends to be lower in the countryside, so there are fewer schools and hospitals. These factors contribute to long-term rural poverty. Rural areas are easily overlooked, but they matter. They produce the food and labor that African cities depend on. They also represent powerful blocks of voters. Rural poverty can slow down the economic growth of entire countries. Migration from rural areas to cities creates new problems in both settings. Encouraging rural people to stay in their communities has multiple benefits. It reduces the strain on city resources thanks to fewer unplanned development. If the most economically productive people remain in rural areas, they can help end rural poverty. But how? Attempts at solving rural poverty have not always been successful. Collectivization can lead to crop failures and large-scale suffering. Equally, converting farms to cash crops like tobacco or cotton can result in environmental degradation. It also tends to exclude farmers. More enlightened policies focus on the needs of rural people as expressed by the people themselves. Taking their needs and wishes into account is the only way to achieve sustainable rural economic growth. It's a question of making people part of the solution. Social entrepreneurship offers a solution to rural poverty that helps maintain people's sense of worth. That is important because value is about much more than economic returns. By giving people the skills they need to launch and run their own businesses, we can help transform the fortunes of their families and communities. Training, workshops, and mentoring can give also rural people the confidence they need to unleash their entrepreneurial potential. This is especially true when women are empowered. In many rural societies, women have traditionally not had opportunities to be entrepreneurs. Enabling women's economic empowerment can address more than just poverty. By enhancing the status of women in society, we can help them to reposition themselves as leaders rather than potential victims of gender-based violence. Social entrepreneurship gives rural people a chance to improve their own prospects without leaving the countryside. The end result: happier, healthier, and more productive rural communities and real incentives.